Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're all having a lovely day. I made a mistake because I was ignorant and I was an idiot, and I want you to avoid making that mistake, which is why today what I'd like to do is talk about virtual payment cards and how they can help you if you make stupid mistakes like the one that I just made so that you don't make it again. On this channel, we talk about stuff like right to repair, where companies try to keep you from fixing your own stuff. We talk about companies that are trying to make you rent things that you used to own, whether it's BMW with heated seats. There's this other company that made a motorcycle safety vest that is a subscription service for a safety vest. All sorts of crazy stuff where companies appear to be trying to exert more control over every aspect of the user experience. Or companies that just decide to put a bunch of spyware on your phone and make it really difficult for you to get rid of it. Control is a central story arc of this channel that everything falls under, and I think this fits neatly into it. So what is a virtual payment card? A virtual payment card is a card that you can link to a real credit card, like a SIM link. It's not a real credit card itself, it's simply a card that links to yours that you could turn on or off at any given time. The way that this can be used is if you subscribe to different services. You could have a subscription to a gym, you could have a subscription to Verizon Fios, AT&T Wireless, and so on and so forth. And what you could do is rather than give them your real credit card number, you could give each one a virtual card number that is linked to this main credit card. And you could revoke any one of those virtual payment cards when you want so that company cannot keep billing you. So with more normal credit cards, even if you lock the card, even if you report it as lost or stolen, even if you do all of these things, the card will still work for the recurring subscriptions that happened before you locked or reported as lost or stolen. There's no way around that, particularly with Discover, as I unfortunately learned recently. So what happens is they can keep billing you forever, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you use a virtual payment card where you can actually turn it off and make it so that it is no longer valid. This is a way that you could protect yourself from companies that will not allow you to cancel service. Now, who doesn't allow you to cancel service? I know. Back in my day, I'm old enough to say back in my day now. Back in my day, when you wanted to cancel something, the worst thing that would happen if you were an idiot and let's say signed up for AOL DSL instead of going straight to Verizon so you were paying twice as much, is you could call up AOL DSL, tell them, I don't want the service anymore. They would transfer you to a retention department. They would spend 1 or 2 minutes trying to get you to not cancel. You would tell them, I really want to cancel. Stop with the high pressure sales BS. And they would cancel. That was the worst thing that could happen. That's what happened back in my day. Nowadays, 20 years later, things are considerably worse than that. Now, because I'm ignorant and because I was being a moron, I did not read the reviews of the gym that I had joined. I moved to New Hampshire last year and I lived there for about 9 months. And while I was there, I joined a gym. And I did not read the reviews of that gym because I was being a fool. I walked in and I saw they had weight sets that worked and everything else worked and looked nice and was clean. So I should be pretty good. If I did read the reviews, I would have realized that they have many, many 1-star reviews for only allowing people to cancel via certified letter. That's right. If you move and you want to cancel your membership, you have to send them a certified letter. So let's go over this. I move, I call them, and I say, I don't have a membership anymore here. I'm not using it. I don't live here. I moved 1,700 miles away, and I would like to cancel. How do I do that? Oh, the cancellation department or the membership department's not here right now. Let me get your number so we can call you back. I don't get a call back, so I call a few days later, same thing. Don't get a call back, so I call a few days later, same thing. And because life happens, I forgot about it for a month and a half till I get billed again. So I see it on my statement, and I'm like, okay, these guys are screwing with me. I call the 1-800 number listed on my statement, and I get the parent company. The parent company says the only way that I can cancel is by sending them my lease and my energy bill. I'm like, okay, listen, I've been going to the gym for 18 years. I've gone to at least a dozen different gyms. None of them, when I move, have ever required me to send them all this stuff in order to cancel. It's usually a button on their website, or I go there and I trade in my card and they tell me I got to pay the last month and I'm done. This is weird, but fine, whatever, I'll play your game. I send them a copy of every piece of information that they ask for right there within 5 minutes. And here's where it gets fun. This is an email I get back from them. Dear Lewis, Best Fitness Nashua. We have received your request to cancel your membership. However, per the terms of your agreement, your cancellation request can only be accepted if received via certified mail to ABC, or in person, or certified mail with the club. Now, why do they require certified mail, which requires me going to the post office, rather than first-class mail that I can use in my house? Why do they not call me back when I ask to cancel my membership? And why does nobody work there that can actually process a cancellation? There's a very simple answer that ties all of these questions together. These are obstacles that are put between the customer and cancellation, in the hopes that if we just have enough obstacles and they're high enough that you will forget to cancel. You will forget to go out of your way 15 minutes to the post office and wait another 15 minutes in line because you have a job. You'll forget to call the parent company because you have to call the parent company. You can't call the gym to get something done. You'll forget to do it, which means that they'll keep getting money from you. It's there to extract your money from you in the shittiest, most underhanded way possible. There is no reason to require certified mail instead of priority mail. There is no reason to require that document be sent in person after I print it on my shitty little garbage $40 printer over there than just dealing with the PDF that I sent you with my signature from DocuSign. The reason you want that is because that makes it difficult, which means you get to collect more money, you sleazy fucks. And I'm an idiot. This is on me. Had I simply read the reviews, I would realize that this company is so douchey that they actually say, and I quote, "Like many others in our industry, we do have standard operating procedures. Our policies are never meant to cause frustration or create additional challenges. This is not standard. I've been to many gyms and none of them have ever fucking done that. And that is specifically designed to cause frustration and additional challenges." But I digress. If I had given them a virtual payment card, what I would be able to do is say, okay, you don't want to cancel? F you. I click a button and it revokes their access. But because I was ignorant, I gave them my actual Discover card. And because I'm ignorant, I'm also a Discover user, which means if I freeze my account, if I report the card as lost or stolen, if I dispute the transaction, the dispute will go away and my card will continue to be charged unless I close the account, which nicks my credit score, which is bullshit. The point here, if I had a virtual payment card, instead of wasting 15 minutes at the post office, instead of wasting 30 minutes on the phone with my credit card provider, instead of wasting 30 minutes on the phone with their customer service, instead of wasting 10 minutes on the phone with their first set of customer service, I would have wasted 30 seconds of my time logging in and clicking a button. That is a lesson that I learned. And one of the things I learned from my comment is that this is actually, unfortunately, more common in the modern world than I thought. As consumer unfriendly as the world I grew up in I thought was, it's actually considerably worse now. And one of the things that I'm learning as I get older is you could either bitch about it or you can accept the world for what it is. And I'm starting to learn that what I should do is set myself up defensively to deal with the world as it is. And if part of it is accepting the fact that in the modern landscape, companies will go out of their way to do this type of garbage to keep you from being able to cancel a membership, even if it results in them being 2.5 stars on Yelp, well, such is life, and I'll deal with it. So now going forward, what I will do is for each one of the subscription services that I apply to, I will give them a credit card that is a virtual payment card so that if they try to pull some fuckery, rather than waste 1 or 2 hours of my life and still wind up getting charged $60 or $90 extra anyway, that I can simply click a button, do this, and get on with my life. And that is what I will do. The next thing that I will do is if I ever hear of a company doing this again, regardless of how much of a discount they may have on services, regardless of how clean their facilities may be or how nice they'll be, I will never give them money ever again. And this is one of the things that, again, if you find these types of cancellation policies to be bullshit, I would suggest not using a gym like this because it's just a sleazy ass underhanded way to get an extra 30 or 60 bucks in my opinion. Like you could charge $5 more up front and have a 5-star rating on Yelp. You could charge $5 more up front, probably make the same amount of money, and have a 5-star rating. Or you can nickel and dime people in the most ugly way possible and have this. Like, I don't even understand how this makes sense from a business standpoint. I mean, I joke on my channel every now and then about how I'm an asshole and how, I'm an abrasive person and this, that, or the other. But at the end of the day, this is something that I take pride in. We want the customers that come to Ross and Repair Group to feel like family. We want them to feel like you can bring your grandma here who knows nothing about computers and not get ripped off. Everybody here shares in those ethics. Everybody here wants people to be happy as a result of them being here. Nobody here wants to work at a place where you feel like you're fleecing people for money and you got to take a shower when you're done because how you rip somebody off. And I think it shows in the reviews that we have and in the online record for our business. It's pretty damn good, and we worked really hard for that. And it's really difficult for me to imagine this. Even if I wanted to be greedy, the amount of customers that I would lose, the amount of people that would leave me reviews like this as a result of me having such a shit policy, I just imagine would actually counter the amount of money that I would lose by not screwing people. I strongly believe that if this company simply charged an additional $3 or $4 a month for their services, but had an easy cancel button, that not only would they make the same amount of money, but they'd also probably have 4.5 or 5 stars, which would result in more people joining and more people referring business to them and then being better off overall. Like, I am one of those weird people that believes that not only is doing the right thing to do, but you actually, in my opinion, make more money treating people well in the long run than you do treating them like shit. But what do I know? I hope you learned something, and I hope you learned a way to protect yourself from this new modern way of doing business when it comes to subscription services. Yeah, Scott Galloway talks about this a lot, idea of the rundle, the recurring revenue bundle, which is where a company will trade at a higher PE, even if they have the exact same amount of revenue and the exact same amount of profit that they did before, if they have a way of charging a subscription for something that you once owned. And I imagine the natural evolution of that is that your company will be valued higher if your retention numbers go up as a result of it being more difficult for ordinary customers to cancel service. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Avoid Best Fitness, Nashua, and their parent company, ABC Fitness. My God, that is just, in my opinion, a shit way to run a business. I'll see you in the next video.